Ossie, thank you so much, of course, for joining us on the Can Captures podcast. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries. I think you flew in yesterday, flying out tomorrow, so it's a quick trip.
Whistle-stop visit, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Well, it's great to have you. What would be good first, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and telling us a bit about Adlook, of course.
Yeah, so I'm Ossie Bayram. I'm the UK Vice President at Adlook, and we are an AI-driven advanced brand growth platform that has a global footprint. We're a relatively new business, so we've been around for about 2.5 years, but we're leaning on one of our sister companies, tech. So we've kind of got 12 years of development in AI technology. So we're kind of a startup with a kind of jump to the front of the queue, I guess, if you will. So we've kind of got a cheat code as a startup, and that's allowed us to scale globally pretty quickly.
Yeah, amazing, of course. Yeah, and you're a bit of a Can veteran. You've been a few times before, right?
Too many times. You can probably see it in my eyes if I took my glasses off.
I doubt that. So what are you looking forward to most about Can in the time you're here? And also maybe what do you think are going to be some of the most discussed topics at the moment?
Yeah, well, I guess you get the standard stuff we talk about regularly, whether that's around CTV, measurement and new ways of measuring effectiveness, or like the complexity of the ecosystem and how can we drive efficiencies. But what's going to drive all that and almost knit all that stuff together is going to be AI. So AI is talked about a lot
all the time,
and it will continue to be talked about a lot until we really start to innovate and utilize AI to deliver outcomes that are, enhance outcomes from what we're currently delivering on our legacy tech, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've heard that being talked around a lot, and I think retail media, a big topic at the moment. CTV, of course, always, right? So, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, how's your Can looking? I guess you guys say only here a couple of days. Are you meetings heavy? What have you got on?
Yeah, it's packed. It's packed. I've been invited to a lot of events. I've not really managed to get to all of them,
of course. Yeah.
But yeah, lots of meetings. The profiles of people here this year seems to be good, and a good mix of brands, agencies, publishers, ad tech partners, and everything in between. Which is really good. I think a few years ago it was very ad tech heavy, and it's now a bit more diverse in the point of view and the people and the profiles that are here, which makes it a much more interesting event to come and much more fruitful when you're looking at actual, what's the ROI on attending these events and what are the next steps. What do we actually deliver off the back of it? And I've already had in the first 24 hours lots of really interesting conversations. So it's already been productive. I'm hoping it's going to continue to be productive, but we'll see. Try and stay out of the gutter bar, is what I say.
Absolutely, good shout there. Amazing. Well, it'd be good to know a bit more about Adlook. I mean, maybe could you tell us what's one thing that's happening in your industry in particular at the moment, and how are Adlook addressing that?
Well, I think, we talked about AI already, right? So, and we're an AI business, so I'm going to have to talk about AI. I apologize because I'm sure everyone's bored of listening to it. But I think as an industry, we've been a bit disingenuous, if I'm going to be quite frank. And we've been kind of repackaging legacy tech and trying to sell it as new, shiny, innovative, forward-thinking AI, when the reality is it's not, right? So we need to kind of move away from this AI washing of, a DSP from 10 years ago and saying, yes, technically it is machine learning and it is good enough, but it's just good enough is not going to be good enough in the next 5 years, right? As the marketplace becomes more complex, audience becomes more fragmented, and their user journey and how do we understand them, and regulation around data and signals. That technology is no longer viable if you're looking to deliver media efficiency and effectiveness. And that's why at Adlook we embraced AI deep learning, which is much more sophisticated way of looking at technology. And it allows us to be really super efficient with our proprietary bidder. So we're bidding more effectively, quicker in areas where other people aren't, which allows us to be super efficient on the media buy. But then our technology also allows us to understand how we create audiences, engage those audiences much more effectively. So we kind of have the holy grail of being able to deliver media efficiency without compromising on the media effectiveness, because normally you have to compromise on one or the other to achieve it. And the consequence of that is we can then deliver guaranteed media outcomes. And when we talk about outcomes, again, we look at higher, levels of measurement. So we don't look at viewability, we look at like attention and stuff. So and emission measurements, and how do we optimize to be more effective in that space as well. So that's what we do. We kind of have that full service package that allows us to deliver against everyone's kind of performance metrics that they're looking for.
Yeah, fantastic. And how's it going?
It's going really well. It's going really well. So we are a startup business, but we're making great strides both in the UK and in globally in the US, LATAM and EMEA. So yeah, I think the future's bright. We've got a lot to do, but we're making really good inroads, and the trajectory is on the right path. We're scaling the team, and we're scaling our impact on the market. It's a very clustered market, and it's how do you how do you gain a voice and how do you gain credibility? Because I think that the key shift has been that people are starting to interrogate a bit more when claims around technology and what it can actually deliver and its sophistication. And that's really good for us. We want people to look under the bonnet and see the tech and then test it and see what it actually delivers and what is the ROI. Because we know we're going to come out and trumps there, and it's going to expose some of the other conversations people are having around what they can actually deliver from a technology perspective, which isn't necessarily 100% accurate.
Okay, sure. Yeah, amazing. Well, that sounds great. Well, maybe one final thought to think about. It's always good looking forwards. Where do you see the industry or sort of things moving in maybe the next 12 months? What's next here, right?
Well, I don't know what's happening in 12 days' time, what's going on in the world. I think one thing I would say is the industry and being here kind of validates that. We're really resilient. Okay, we've got lots of issues outside of our control, whether they're geopolitical or just macroeconomic issues, whether that's UK or globally, and then issues we cause ourselves. Whether that's the agency trading model, that's over complexity of our supply chains, margins being eroded, and we make our own problems. But we are a resilient industry and a resilient bunch, and I'm sensing a lot of optimism here, which is really good. I know it's a tough industry for a lot of people at the moment. But I think there is hope. So I don't know where we're going to be in 12 months' time. But I think as an industry and, whatever happens in the world, it happens in the world, we're going to be in a better place than we are now. And I think we're in an okay place. But I think, in 12 months' time, the future is looking much more rosy. And I think hopefully Adlook has got a big part to play in that.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will. Well, look, thank you so much for joining
us.
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your can, all right?
Thank you.